Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to see the problem solving session from crystal structures. So, we are seeing the problems from crystal structures, Bravais lattices and Miller indices especially. So now we see one problem. Calculate the volume of an FCC unit cell in terms of the atomic radius. So we have to calculate the volume of the FCC unit cell in terms of atomic radius. So generally, uh, we can tell very easily it is A cube. That is in terms of lattice parameter or lattice constant. So, but we are asked to express in terms of atomic radius R. So for this, we have to have the basic idea. So along which direction the atoms touch. Okay, in face-centered cubic lattice, the atoms touch along the face diagonal. So if that is the case, what is the length of the face diagonal? So the length of the face diagonal is root 2a. Even we can see here, we can see one rough diagram. So, so it is the square face which is in square shape. So if that is the case and it is the face diagonal, so there will be one atom here and one more corner atom here. So just like this, another corner atom. It is the face center point. So here we are drawing one more atom around face center point. So just like this. Okay. So from this it is clear. So it was a side of the cube of length A. So it is A. If it is A, and this is also A, this is also A, right? So, and it is the rectangular triangle we are seeing. So it is the hypotenuse. So this is the hypotenuse of our rectangular triangle. So from this we get root 2a. The length of the red line is root 2a. Okay. So that is what written here, root 2a. So but in terms of atomic radius, so we are seeing, so it is 1 r, here to here 1 r, and here to here 2 r, and here to here again one more r. So totally 4 r. So this is 4 r. That 4 r is equal to root 2a. So from that relation we are getting a. So by bringing this root to this side and 4 by root 2. At first we get 4 by root 2 uh, and that is 2 root 2. A is equal to 2 root 2 r. So it is our A, or we can say it is the relation between lattice vector and atomic radius in case of FCC lattice. So volume of the unit cell is A cube. Therefore, we have to uh, cube this. Okay. So 2 cube, that is 8 root 2 cube, 2 root 2, 8 into 2, 16 root 2 r cube. Totally 16 root 2 r cube. It is the volume of the FCC unit cell. Okay. Right. So we see the next problem. And here we are seeing calculate the atomic packing factor for the FCC crystal structure. So atomic packing factor or packing fraction is defined as volume occupied by atoms divided by volume of unit cell. Okay. So for FCC lattice, there are 4 lattice points per unit cell, or we can say there are, if monoatomic basis exists, so 4 atoms at each lattice point. exist. So the number of atoms per unit cell is 4, and volume of each atom is 4 by 3 pi r cube. So therefore volume occupied by the atoms is 4 into 4 by 3 pi r cube divided by volume of the unit cell. So in the before problem we have calculated this volume of the FCC unit cell. Okay, that is written here. Okay, so totally we are having this, and r cube is cancelled, and 4 into 4 16. Here also 16 is cancelled. Now 5 by 3 root is 5 by 3 root 2 is left. Okay, so if we calculate this fraction also, we get this 0.74. So it is the atomic packing factor of FCC crystal structure. Okay, that means 74 percentage filled. And if you are asked to calculate unfilled space, so 1 minus 0.74 gives us unfilled space, that is 26 percentage or 0.26. Okay, so that is another problem we are seeing. So similarly we can calculate for body centered cubic, simple cubic also. Now another problem, copper has an atomic radius of 0.128 nanometer, an FCC crystal structure, okay, and an atomic weight of 63.5 gram per mole. Compute its theoretical density and compare the answer with its measured density. Okay, so that is the problem. Copper has an atomic radius, so the radius of copper atom is given, and another clue is it is crystallized in FCC crystal structure. Okay, and atomic weight is also given. Okay, we are asked to calculate the density, theoretical density. It is a formula for density we are seeing here, Nm by a cube into Na. Okay, n is the number of lattice points per unit cell, and capital M is the molecular weight, right? Now A is a lattice vector, A is lattice vector, and Na is Avogadro number. Okay, so FCC is mentioned, therefore N is equal to 4, and atomic radius is given. Here it is written. Nano means 10 power minus 9 meters. So if we make it 10 power minus 8, so multiplying and dividing with 10, sorry, okay. So we have converted into centimeters. Okay, right. Now it is Avogadro number 6.023 into 10 power minus 10 power 23 atoms per mole. Okay, right. Uh, Now molecular weight is also given 63.5 gram per mole. So we have to calculate the density. Okay. So A cube is a volume. So already we have calculated the volume of FCC as this 16 root 2 R cube. So we are not given the lattice vector, we are given the radius. Therefore, we have to express our volume in terms of radius. Okay, so that is done here. Now we are having this N we have, and M is also there, and R is there, Na is there. So we are substituting this all the values in this equation we are getting. So if we simplify it, we get 8.89 gram per centimeter cube. Gram per centimeter cube. Okay, it is the density. So theoretical value also 8.85 is there. Okay, it is the theoretical value, and experimentally measured value is around 8.85, so which is in close approximation, so which is in agreement. Okay, so that is our answer. So we are seeing another problem. So determine the indices for the direction shown in green line in the figure below. Okay, so we are considering a cube of side A. So in this, okay, it is a problem given. So a cube is given, and side of the cube is A, and the identified direction is in green color. Okay, we have to find out so the Miller indices of this direction. So the Miller indices exist for a site, that is point, and also for a line, that is a direction, and also for a plane. Okay, so we have studied in previous classes. I will provide you the link. So we have studied the basics of all these. Now we are seeing how to find out the Miller indices for a line and a plane also. So it is a case of a line. So line is given. So at first we have to confirm that the particular line or direction is passing through the origin. So if it is if it is passing through the origin, so we have to find out where it is, what are the projections of that direction along the coordinate axis. Okay, we have to identify the projections along the basis vectors. Okay, so that is the thing. If it is not passing through the origin, we have to take the parallel vector by translating the given vector such that it passes through the origin, and the translated vector should be same in magnitude and direction. Okay, so simply we are translating from one place to another place such that the vector passes through the origin. Okay, in our problem it is given it is directly passing through the origin. We need not to do the translation. So therefore, so we have to see the projections of these vectors along the crystallographic axis or along lattice parameters. It is one parameter. I am taking A1 along x-axis, A2 along y-axis, and A3 along z-axis. So it is purely in xy plane only. So, so its z component is 0, and the projection of this vector on x-axis is so just like this. So we have to write. So it is a projection of the vector. So on x-axis is this, and right, and the projection of the vector on y-axis is this. Okay, now so if we identify the projections on x-axis, it is a1 by 2, it is a1 by 2, and along y-axis it is a2. So that is the first step we have to do. So that is identified in this way. And the third one, along z-axis no projection at all. So therefore it is 0 times a3. So 0 times a3, it is 1 by 2 times a1, and 1 time a2, and 0 times a3. Okay, those are written. So in the next step, so we have to express in terms of lattice parameters or unit cell parameters. Therefore, we are skipping this. Okay, how many times of to the basis vectors only we have to consider. It is 1 by 2 time, it is 1 time, and another one is 0 time. So therefore, these are projections expressed in terms of unit cell parameters. Okay, so that one. Now 1 by 2, 1, 0 we have got. So we have to reduce these numbers into the lowest set of integers. Therefore, so the LCMs of these numbers is 2. Okay. which are in denominator, so 2 only. We multiply this with 2, the total numbers with 2. If we multiply these intercepts with 2, we are getting 1 here, 2 here, and 0. 1, 2 into 1 by 2, 2 into 1, 2 into 0. So just like that, we are getting 1, 2, 0. Okay, 1, 2, 0. So now these are the 1 to 0. By keeping after reduction, we have to keep them in an enclosure. Okay, proper enclosure. So the Miller indices of a line or direction is represented with a square bracket. So therefore we are keeping these indices in a square enclosure. Okay, square bracket. So they are enclosed in a square bracket. So this gives us the Miller indices of this given direction. Okay, this given direction. Okay, so that is we have calculated. Again, I am telling. So at first, we have to confirm that. So whether it is passing through origin or not. If it is not passing through origin, we have to translate the given vector such that it passes through the origin and provide keeping the direction and magnitude same. Okay, so after that, if it whenever it is passing through G origin, we have to take the projections along the three basis vectors. Three basis vectors. So here the projections of this vector is along. The projections are on x-axis and y-axis only, not on z-axis, and the intercepts are taken and they are expressed in lattice parameters. And after that, we have to reduce the numbers into lowest integers, okay, by multiplying relevant number or dividing with relevant number. Or we can say again the reciprocals of these, and from that the LCM of a denominators also, we can multiply the whole numbers with the LCM of denominators. Okay, we get the straight, that means integers, the lowest integers. By keeping them in a square bracket, those are the Miller indices of a line. Now we see the another one. So it is another problem. Draw a direction. So within a cubic unit cell. So it is the direction given in terms of Miller indices. So here square bracket 1 1 minus 1, that means 1 1 bar 0, that is. So it is clear that, so whenever the bar is written over the head, so that indicates that the intercept is on negative axis side. So our interest is, our aim is to identify this direction. It is showing us that, so since it is a direction, so we try to find out a point which fulfills this information. Okay, so so we should locate a point. So in this space, according this information, x coordinate is 1, therefore along x axis 1. So we are seeing this distance a unit cell, therefore we can treat it as a is equal to 1 also. So it is along x axis 1 unit. So we are moving in this side. Next, along y axis 1 unit negative direction, therefore, so from here onwards we move along negative y axis. So just like this. Okay, now we see. Okay, at first, so along x-axis 1 unit, so we have to come in this direction. After that, along negative y-axis 1 unit. So therefore, we should go in this way. So in that way we identify the lattice point here. Okay, so this point we have to connect this point with origin. So it is our origin. So it is our origin. So by drawing a line from origin to this point, so that shows the direction of corresponding Miller indices. Okay, so it is the required direction in our problem, right? Okay, so we see the next problem. So determine the Miller indices for the plane shown in figure A below. So it is a problem given figure A. So it is a plane is identified with some green color. Okay, we have to find out the Miller indices for the plane. So in case of planes, so whenever the plane is not passing through origin, it is easy to identify the intercepts, no confusion at all. But whenever it is passing through origin, so whenever the plane is passing through origin, so it is difficult to identify the intercepts. So in that case, whenever the plane is passing through origin, so we have to identify the parallel plane, a plane parallel to this within the same unit, or so we can translate our origin to the nearest, to the adjacent unit cell. Okay, we can translate the origin to the adjacent unit cell. Okay, by doing any one of these, we can easily identify the intercepts. Okay, so as it is on x-axis, it is difficult to identify whether it is intersecting the x-axis or not, and whether it is intersecting the z-axis. So according this figure, it is intersecting at 0. So whenever we try to find out the Miller indices, so first step is in identification of intercepts. Second step, reciprocals of intercepts. So if it is intersecting at intersecting the z-axis at 0, so 1 by 0 gives us infinite. So infinite Miller indices means no meaning. So therefore, this such problem is resolved either by identifying the parallel plane within the same unit cell, or by translating the origin to the nearest or to the adjacent unit cell. So here we are, our origin is O identified here, and it is x-axis, y-axis, z-axis, and it is our unit cell. Given unit cell, it is a identified plane. So now we translate our origin to the adjacent unit cell. I am taking adjacent unit cell on RHS side of this. Okay, so it is the earlier one, which is shown with x, z, o, and it is x dash, o dash, z dash. So, so this unit cell is the adjacent unit cell, and we have translated our origin to this point. So now we find out the intercepts with respect to this unit cell. So this unit cell. Okay, we focus only on this with respect to this unit cell only. So if we see the same plane, so this plane is intersecting the z-axis at half of the distance. So the vector along z-axis is c, then therefore the intercept is c by 2. So similarly, if it is y and it is minus y, so left side of O dash is minus. So therefore, the same plane is intersecting the y-axis at minus b distance. At minus b distance, it is shown here. Okay. Now we are having the z intercept, y intercept, and it is not touching the axis x-axis. Okay, it is parallel to the x-axis. So therefore, no intercept on x-axis, That means it intercepts at infinite. Okay, so those are the intercepts. X intercept is infinite, y intercept is minus b, and z intercept is c by 2. So now we see the next one, the next process, simplification process, right? So it is the identification infinite minus b c by 2, and we are expressing the intercepts in terms of lattice parameters. So therefore, infinite minus 1, 1 by 2. So next reciprocals of these intercepts. Okay. So 1 by infinity, 0, 1 by minus 1, that is minus 1, 1 by 1 by 2, that is 2. So now we are getting the reciprocals. Okay. So it is in directly integer form. Sometimes it may not be integer form, or it may be in fractional form. So in that case, we have to reduce the above fractions. So in this case, it is not needed now. So therefore, these are in lowest integers. So directly we can keep them in corresponding brackets. So therefore, we are enclosing those smallest integers in this. So the Miller indices of a plane is represented with the open bracket. Therefore, open bracket 0, and it is along minus direction. Therefore, we are keeping bar over 1. So 0, 1 bar 2. So it is a Miller indices of the given plane. So another one is this one. So we are seeing here, construct a plane, construct a plane given with the Miller indices within a cubic unit cell. Okay, so these are the Miller indices of a plane. We have to identify, or we have to construct the plane within a cubic unit cell. Okay, for that we are taking one cubic unit cell. It is showing us that, so 0 means no x coordinate, x related coordinate 0. That means no intercept on x-axis. So that means it intersects at infinite. Next, uh, y coordinate 1 bar. That means minus 1. The plane should intersect on negative y-axis at a distance of 1 unit length. So and it should, the plane should intersect the z axis at unit length. Okay, so it is the thing. So here it is shown with green plane. So along negative y axis it is intersecting at a unit length distance, at a distance of minus b here, and is intersecting the z axis at the unit length. So that means cubic unit cell. Okay, so here I have shown with ABC, but we have to treat uh, all these equal. A is equal to B is equal to C, no problem. So it is intersecting at full length we can say. So that means at this point. So it is the asked plane. So now we have constructed the given plane in a cubic unit cell. Okay, right. So these are the problems related to the Miller indices of a direction and Miller indices of plane, and we have seen the volume of FCC lattice and the volume, okay, the packing factor of FCC, so, and the density of FCC cell also. Okay, these are the problems. Okay, thank you very much for watching.